Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Happy Sunday, my favorite day of the week. I cannot believe that I do not have to wear a coat today. It's still chilly outside, but it is not so cold that I have to wear a coat and have my blanket. So that's nice, and I'm excited about my walk today. It's a little windier than it was on, what was that? Okay, so last night was Saturday, so Friday night when I took my walk. It's a little windy today, but I think it's gonna be fine because it's warmer today than it has been the last couple days. I think when I looked, it's so crazy when I say this because it feels like it was just, I mean, it feels like summer just ended like 2 weeks ago, but we're almost in November, so that's not true. But it feels like it was just 2 weeks ago that it was like 85, 90 degrees outside, and now I'm saying it's not too cold today, and I think the high was like 60 for the day. So let's do a little time and temperature check before we get started into this vlog today. So it is currently 3:24 p.m. on this beautiful fall Sunday afternoon. The temperature is, okay, the weather, I don't know if it's still on here or not, but it said today something about high risk for migraines, which I thought was interesting. For those of you that do not know, I have migraine issues. Where did it say? Okay, so it's 62 degrees right now in Fair, and it says that the high today is 63. And then tomorrow, 62. Tuesday, 55. Wednesday, 51 and rain. Oh, now, it was supposed to just rain on Wednesdays. Now, or when all Wednesdays, just all Wednesdays it's gonna rain. No, it was supposed to just rain on Wednesday. Now, Thursday it's supposed to rain as well. But today it was saying something about high risk for migraines or something. Because when I was looking at it earlier, anyway, I don't know what it was saying. Something about high risk for migraines today. Feels like dew point pressure. Maybe that's where it is. I don't know. It said something about migraines today. Anyway, how are you guys doing? I have to tell you, so you know that I say regularly over here that Sundays are my favorite day of the week, which they are. I got a comment from somebody, I don't know who it was that commented this, but I loved this comment so much. Somebody commented, we just got back from brunch, so I have my, I just took the pups outside, and now they are resting and relaxing with Alex inside. So this is my coffee from Cafe Parachute today. This is banana nut. This is a coffee today. And like all of their flavored coffee just kind of tastes like regular coffee to me anymore. It doesn't really, I guess it kind of has a little bit of a scent to it, but not really that much. By the way, I had some packages when we came back, and I was like just opening them in the kitchen after I took the dogs out, and Alex is like, what did you order? And I was like, oh, I've ordered all kinds of stuff the last couple days. I got a haul coming. It just depends on when all the stuff comes. I actually ordered a, like when I walk, I like to wear like a tighter coat, and so I ordered a tighter coat, like a North Face coat that's tighter. I think it was North Face. It was on sale. That'll probably take a couple days to get here because I ordered that from North Face. It was on, yeah, it was on sale. The Cotopaxi one that I have, I really, really like, but it's just not super warm to walk, and the other night I was kind of cold in it. And I actually wore that to the party last night, and when I got there, I was like, oh, I wish I'd worn the other North Face coat because it was kind of chilly outside. It was not kind of chilly, it was cold out last night. So I ordered this North Face coat to walk in, specifically just to walk in. I think it's like two-toned, like blue and black or whatever. Whatever one was like the sale price is the one that I got. But then I ordered some like fall wax melts. I like the Yankee Candle ones the best, but a pack of them I use in like, because I put 3 things in them each, a pack of them goes so quickly. So I got online and I like ordered some, I think just off of Amazon, that were really, really cheap. Those came, but then I had forgotten, because now I'm getting into like the Christmas coffee, because you know Christmas starts on Saturday, because Friday's Halloween, so Saturday's Christmas. Does anybody else love Christmas as much as I do? Anyway, well, a couple of my friends really, really do. Nikki loves Christmas so much. She's like, I might put my Christmas tree up next week. I said, you're such a liar. She's like, no, I might, really. We have a wedding next Saturday, so there will be, I probably won't put my Christmas tree up till December. I'll keep on putting it, you know, it's like the table. I'll keep on putting it off and putting it off, put it off. But anyway, so I was like opening these packages that I had gotten, and So you guys know I love that Christmas, that Barney's Santa's White Christmas. Okay. Well, I was like, I don't know if it's just because it's like Santa's White Christmas. The flavoring of that coffee is just fantastic. It's like my favorite holiday coffee. I don't think it doesn't taste like peppermint or anything. I think it's actually like chestnut and praline flavored or something like that. It doesn't taste like real nutty or anything like that, though. It just tastes like a really good cup of coffee. I don't know how to explain it. So I was online and I was like looking at different kinds of coffee for like the holiday season and whatever. And I was like, well, what brands do I really like? Because I've kind of been like going for the same brands and like just buying like the Java coffee that I got, the Halloween ones. Oh my god, well, even the caramel apple now I really, really like. But if you're looking for like K-Pods that are really good, I should do a whole video about the K-Pods that I love. But those are like videos that I think that nobody would really care about. But but like those are things I really think, those are things I Google search. Like what are the best like K-Pod coffees for Christmas? No, truly, don't call me Truly Brown. Those are the things that I like Google search. But anyway, my favorites right now are the Java coffee, and they have really fun flavors. And I would say their flavors, I don't know, like the candy corn doesn't taste like a melted candy corn in there. It just tastes kind of sweet. The Trick or Treat one, which is marshmallow pumpkin spice, it doesn't taste, it's like sweet too, with like a hint of pumpkin spice. The caramel apple is my least favorite, but it's kind of growing on me. You know, like when you listen to a song over and over again, then you're like, at first you're like, I hate the song, and then you end up loving it. It's kind of like the caramel apple that's happening to me. Anyway, the Barney's coffee, the only flavor of theirs that I bought is the Santa's White Christmas. So I got online and I was like, I think on Amazon, and I was looking to see if they had any other flavors. And they had one that was called, I just opened the box and put them in my little, we'll have to talk about that in a second. So the flavor that I got is called Creamy Buttery Caramel. Doesn't that sound so good? I think that sounds so good. Okay, a little side note on this as well. So if you haven't heard about the mouse issue, the last couple years we've had like a mouse in our house. A mouse in our house, not a spy, as I said the other day. Well, because they had a mole in their house. They had a mole in their house. I feel like I've talked to so many neighbors about this in the last 2 weeks, and everybody's like, oh yeah, like in the fall and winter we always like have a mouse or two in our house. And in the summer it's like a lot of people have bugs in their houses, like spiders and the stink bugs and stuff like that. And they're like, it's just because we live around a lot of water and a lot of trees and woods and stuff like that. So anyway, the thing that's interesting to me about it is this, right? Is that, like, when Boo was here, I don't remember it. Like, I don't remember, like, seasonally having, like, a mouse that would, like, like, run in the kitchen. I don't remember that with when Boo and Tucker and Pee-Pee were all alive. But I do remember with Boo, if you guys remember me talking about it, like, Boo and I would, like, well, he'd usually go to bed early with Alex, but, like, if I was sitting downstairs, I would, like, hear something in the kitchen. And do you guys remember I would, like, walk into the kitchen and I would, like, throw on the lights and I'd see something, like, scurrying? It was, like, this, I thought it was, like, a little mouse. Okay. Which is why we ended up getting the humane traps. Because Alex was, like, because I was telling him today, and he was, like, we have all those humane traps in the garage. And I was like, I know, but I keep on forgetting to buy cheese for it. Or you can put other stuff in there. But anyway, so they're just these humane traps that, like, trap the mice, and then you can, like, take them outside and release them outside. Although they probably know how to get right back inside the house. I kind of, to be honest with you, like, I read this book last year. I read some Christmas book that I had as a kid. And it was about, oh, the Great Christmas Kidnapping Caper. It was about these mice. There's like 4 books in the series, but this is the Christmas one. And it's about these mice that, like, go and stay at, like, Macy's over Christmas because they're like the Santa Claus goes missing. And then there was another book that I read. It was like a children's book, but, like, I bought it online or something because okay, if you follow my Instagram, it's just so corny. I, like, reshare all these. There's, like, one artist that I love. Her name starts with a U. I don't know where she's from, but anyway, I love her art. And she's always got, like, pictures of, like, knot holes and trees. But, like, inside the knot hole is, like a mouse will live there, or, like, a gnome or something. And it's, like, it'll show, like, literally, like, a kitchen and a bed, and the bed's made, and, like, it'll have a little lamp, and then it, like, has all these little tunnels. And then upstairs it'll be, like, another, like, living room, and then it'll be, like, a mouse reading a book. I love that. I love imagining that that's how animals live. Anyway, so I read this one book. I don't even remember what it was called, but it was like real famous. Okay, so somebody that I follow, I don't think it was her, they were resharing these pictures, and so I ended up buying the mouse book. Do you guys remember me talking about it? I feel like I talked about it. Hey, how are you? Good. I remember talking about it over here, but it was like some old, like, famous book. So anyway, I ended up buying this book, and it was about these mice in the basement, and, like, they all, like, lived in this, it was like this jug or something like that. Like, I don't even know what it was, some water jug or something. Like, the book was from, like, the 50s. Anyway, the one mouse, her name was, like, Bonnie or something like that. She, like, went upstairs and lived in this dollhouse. And then she, like, the mice weren't very smart in this book. Anyway, like, mice are usually smart in books, you know, but she wasn't, like, they weren't very smart. And so then she brought her whole family up. Or no. At the end of it, the girl put the dollhouse in the basement, and then all the mice were, like, coming out of the windows, and they were, like, living in the dollhouse in the basement. But anyway, so what's interesting to me about this is, I think in talking to my neighbors, we actually have, like, less bugs, and I mean, once a year we have a mouse. Less bugs and stuff in our house than, like, most people do around here. Like, the people that live on the lakes, like, they talk about it a lot. Like, they'll see, like, people have had snakes, like, in their garages and stuff like that because they live on the lakes. So anyway, what's interesting to me about it is that when Boo was here, we had the mouse. But then when Boo passed away, there was, like, a whole year, almost a whole year, where there was, like, I mean, I don't know if it was, but he passed away, like, it'll be, in 3 days, will be 1 year. It seems so sad. I just, kind of like, I'll deal with it that day. It's kind of where I'm at with it today. But anyway, and then I thought that it had been 3 months since we got Otis and Walter. Well, by the day, because it was a Saturday, it would have been 3 months yesterday, but I think the date was actually the 27th. I have it written down here, because I keep all these notes on them. I don't love the term, I don't know why. People use it a lot. Like, when I see that people use it, like, I'm not like, ew. I don't, like, have any issue with other people using it. I don't know, for me, it's just not, I don't know, like, the word gotcha day, I don't know why I don't like that word. Oh, it was the 26th. Why did it was 3 months to the date today. Well, it was actually Saturday, so it would have been yesterday. But today, 3 months to the day, was the 26th. So, it's crazy little guys have been living with us for 3 months. Seems so surreal. But to the mouse thing, yeah, like I said, like Caroline uses the word gotcha day. Like, the gotcha day word doesn't bother me. Other friends of mine do. I don't know, it doesn't bother me when other people do. It just doesn't feel right for me, like, that word. I don't know why. But, hey, how are you? So, but what's weird is that when, like, Boo is here, you would think that, like, with dogs in the house, right? Or maybe it's more of a cat thing. Maybe we need to get a cat. But I don't love cats. I think we know that. I don't, like, listen. Caroline and I, when we were at the pet store the other day, they were doing adoption of cats, and I went up to each of the cats and, like, touched their little paws and stuff like that. They were so sweet, these little kittens. I mean, I think that kittens are really sweet and cats are really sweet. I'm just not a cat person. Like, I think people think that I have this, like, strong dislike of cats. We have friends of ours that have cats. Like, all of my friends that have cats, I love their, like, I mean, it's not like they're sitting in my lap, because I'm allergic to them. Alex is, like, horribly allergic to cats. Like, if we go over, like, when his mom had cats, like, he would have to, like, take, like, out, her cats were, like, I think, like, 20 or something like that when I met him. But anyway, he would have to take allergy medicine before he went over to his mom's house. Like, it was that bad. I'm just not a cat person. But anyway, maybe it's more cats than dogs, but this is, like, long story short today. Completely long story short. Anyway, so when Boo was just here, like, I would hear the mouse in the kitchen. The other thing was, like, I would find things, like the K-pods. I don't know what it is about the K-pods, or if that's just how the mouse, like, there's a hole somewhere, like, where the drawer closes, because I've taken it out and I cannot see it, okay? But, like, once a week, so I would, like, this drawer right underneath the coffee maker, the drawer's like this, okay? And it's, like, this high. So I would just line it with K-Pods. It was weird. It was certain K-Pods. It was like if they were just like plain coffee, the mouse wouldn't touch them. But if they were like a sweeter flavored coffee, the mouse would like, you would see little holes in it. So then I was just pitching out these K-Pods left and right. And it was like once a week that I would have to pitch out like 5 or 6 of them. And then all the little metal from the top of the K-Pod would be on the drawer. So I had to take all the K-Pods. I wasn't trying to get sick off of like K-Pods that a mouse had gotten into. So I was throwing these K-Pods out and then I'm like vacuuming out. I'm like, you know, cleaning out with a washcloth and everything, you know, the drawer. And like somebody said to me, if you have a mouse in your house, you'll see like droppings everywhere. I've never seen droppings in this house from a mouse. Never. And like it can get under the sink too. I think those are the 2 places it can get. It cannot get into our pantry because we've never had any food or anything disturbed in our pantry. Years and years and years and years and years and years ago, but I think it was from the garage. We had like, I mean, this is literally like 15 years ago. We had a big bag of dry dog food that we had kept in the garage. Then we moved it inside. And over a period of time, we had like moved the dogs over to wet food. Well, like I went to go throw this big bag of dog food away because it would like had been there for like a year and we hadn't used it. And I opened it and there was like this little baby mouse that like had gotten in there. But I think it got in there from the garage. We've never had any like our food touched in our pantry or anything like that. So it's literally under the sink and then it's in this drawer, okay? And so the other night online, I was like, I'm just gonna buy a K-Pod thing. So Caroline and I were looking for them the other day. I couldn't find them when I was out. I wanted something for the drawer that has like a lid on it that could put the K-Pods in there. Well, what I ended up buying was, it's like this wooden thing. I'll show it in the video, but it's like this wooden thing. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen it. And it has 2 drawers in it, and you set the K-Pod on top of it. There's the Keurig on top of it. So it's in the kitchen now. Alex at first was kind of making fun of it. He's like, no, it's kind of cute. I kind of like it. So it has like 2 drawers, and there's like 3 rows of K-Pods can fit in each drawer. So I just put all these K-Pods in there. The problem with it is I have to pull it out because the Keurig hits, like, well, it doesn't hit, but it's like that close to the cabinet coming down. So I have to pull it out to make a cup of coffee. But I think it looks kind of cute. I like it. So anyway, but that was what I opened. I don't even remember what story I was going to tell. Oh, this goes back to my original thing that I was saying about the comment that somebody left on my vlog not too long ago about, I don't know why, it's so weird to me. Like, I mean, I read every comment on every video that I get, and for some reason, I don't know why this comment meant a lot to me, so whoever left it, I mean, you guys, you leave really nice comments all the time, or really meaningful comments, I really appreciate it, but this one comment, I don't know why, maybe I've been thinking about my mom a lot lately, I don't know, I have no clue why. I mean, my mom's been gone for so long, like, when you talk about grief and stuff like that, I was talking about her the other day and I was crying, I think, like, because a couple people in the comment were like, you know, it's fine, like, and you guys were so nice, but you were like, you know, grief takes time and whatever. I don't feel like I'm in the stages of grief with my mom. Like, I feel like that's past. I don't really know how to explain it. It's weird. Like, this is going to sound strange. Like, do I even miss my mom? Like, I mean, I think about my mom on a pretty regular basis because of just, like, things in my life, like telling stories or whatever, that, like, my mom comes up in it. But, like, do I sit and, like, just sit and think about my... No, I don't. Like, if I'm watching a movie and I think about my mom, like, something reminds me of her, like, or if Caroline and I are talking about it, but very rarely throughout the day do I just, like... I don't know, that was weird to me that day that I got kind of, like, really sad thinking about... I mean, that doesn't happen to me very often anymore. Not even with my aunt and uncle. I mean, it's been years, you know? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't feel like that was a result of grief. I think that that was just... I hadn't really thought about those last days with my mom in a while. I think those are things that are always going to kind of make me sad, you know, when I look back on my life. But anyway, about the comment, because the comment was positive. Somebody left a comment the other day. Not that that was negative, but I just don't want to watch I'll say this and get real sad. I just don't want to get all sad again today, because I'm in a really good mood today. I feel great. But I think it was on maybe last Sunday's vlog or the Sunday before that. Somebody commented and said that they used to not like Sundays because, like, when they were growing up, it would be like, they would have to, like, get ready for school the next day. And now they look at Sundays as, like, the last day that they have before they have to go into their work week, for, you know, going into the work week. And they said, that like watching my vlogs and me talking about how much I love Sundays had really kind of like changed their opinion about Sundays, and like they were really like leaning into liking Sundays now. And it was really cool the way that I'm getting it wrong, but it was really cool the way that they said it. And I was like it's interesting that somebody's perspective changed just out of my love for Sundays. Do you know what I mean? Like, not ice cream Sundays, but I do love those too. I don't know what it is about Sundays. You know, I think like whenever I talk about my love of Sundays, it's always like, I mean, you could say, oh, like, Alex and I go to brunch, you know, every Sunday. It's really not that. I mean, I enjoy going to brunch with my husband, but it's really not that. I always talk kind of about the memories of going to church with my mom and, like, the week ahead and getting prepared, like, but it's really about those in-between moments for me on Sundays that I look back on. It's not really about church. It's not even about really Rosalind Bakery. Like, the moments that I think about when I think back about, like, the Sundays growing up as a kid that are, like, really meaningful to me, I remember, like, I can see myself, like, on our porch. So we have this porch at our house that was, like, 4-season room. I mean, it was, like, a room in the house. We called it the porch because it had three walls were floor-to-ceiling windows that you cranked out. And then it had green carpeting out there and stuff like that. So I can just see my mom, like, I can look down and see, I'm like sitting on the carpet or the table and I'm reading like the Sunday comics and I'm like eating a donut while my mom's cooking lunch. It's like those moments. Or I can remember like laying in bed and the sun just going down on a Sunday and me like reading a book that like I had like just gotten into that weekend. Or, here come my favorite neighbors. There they are. We are here. Here we are. What? Iowa. I got it at Broad Ripple Vintage years ago.
What?
I got it at that Broad Ripple Vintage thrift store years ago.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't mean anything. Huh? I know, but we don't need a coat. It's not that cold. Yeah. He's got his coat on. I know. I'm getting ready to take my walk here in a little bit. Have a good one, guys. They are so sweet. What was I talking about? I was like, as soon as I saw them walk up, I was like, I don't want to forget what I was talking about. Sundays. But it's like, okay, like I can remember like being in bed, you know, like getting my pajamas on, the sun coming down, getting into bed and like reading a book, or my mom and I watching like a show on a Sunday. I also remember like my dad and I went we went out of town a lot. It's interesting as I'm like saying this. Do you ever like, as you're telling a story or something, you're like coming to conclusions in your head? I'm like, I'm wondering if that's kind of like his way of like, it was more like once he moved into his house, we didn't do it as much. We didn't go out of town as much. Well, I think like, so people ask me about like, I used to spend a lot of summers in Saugatuck. Okay, so my dad had a boat, a sailboat in Saugatuck, Michigan when I was growing up. And when my dad moved into his house that he lives in now, so my dad lives on a lake now, and like, you know, had boats and docks and it has a pool and stuff like that. When he moved into that house, I feel like, I would have to call him to ask him, but I feel like so I would have been like 12 when he moved in there. He and my stepmom like got married and like, so it took like 2 years to build the house. But like as soon as he moved into the house, or as soon as they moved into the house, they, like the boat in Saugatuck was gone. Like they got rid of the boat because they were on a lake. And so they, like when I was growing up, like in middle school and high school, my dad had like speed boats. Like later they had like a pontoon boat and stuff like that. He had a dock on the lake. And so, and he also had a pool. So there was like no reason, we didn't keep on going to Saugatuck anymore. So that would have been about 12 or something like that. Before then, I can remember my dad and I like going to Chicago a lot on weekends, or just different places for the weekends. like, oh, I said I was like working stuff out in my head. I almost kind of wonder in retrospect, it was just easier. Like like in the winter, like easier for him to like, okay, to entertain Pete, it'll just be easier to go out of town for the weekend than just like sit around here and rent 6 movies. Because if we were in town, well, if he was on call, we were definitely in town. But I can remember, because I grew up going to, like, I think it's like one of the reasons why I like watching The Pit was like that nurse's station and everything were there. I would just be sitting there at the nurse's station as a kid. Like, I kind of look back on that. I think like it's kind of interesting. But like I do, like when I've been to the emergency room or the hospital and stuff like that, I've seen like kids there that are like doctors' kids and stuff. But like that's how I grew up. I've actually talked to a lot of like, I've talked to a lot of like doctors' kids that like I've known through the years, and it's like their experiences was similar, but their parents didn't do emergency room medicine. So my dad is he's a retired plastic surgeon, but they would do like his partner and him would take. So when my dad like later in his practice, he had like 4 other partners, 5 at one point. But the majority of my growing up, he just had one partner, one business partner. That was like my dad's like closest friend, and his wife was my mom's closest friend, even after they were long divorced. So, like, he would take call one weekend, and he'd take call the other week. They went back and forth. Unless they were, like, out of town, then, like, my dad would take call 2 weekends in a row, and then he would take calls 2 weekends in a row. So if I was with my dad, then, like, he got a call at, like, 3 o'clock in the morning to come in. And so they were both hand reconstructionists. So my dad was a plastic surgeon, but his specialty was hand reconstruction. So he would do, like, a lot of bar fights, people that got like hands stuck in mills and factories and things like that. Well, if that happened at like 3 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, we had to go to the emergency room. My dad didn't have a babysitter that was on call, so that meant I went with him. So I can remember sitting in like doctor's lounges. He'd always be like, Pete, bring a book. I can remember watching TV. It's probably why so much of that, like, you know, late night television stuff is just like reminiscent to me, because I would just sit there in the doctor's lounge. I can remember they used to have like that soup, the chicken noodle soup that you would like make in the little packages. I would make that, and they would always have donuts in there, you know, in the doctor's lounge. I would just be me in the doctor's lounge. And then if my dad had to go to the operating room, then he would have me like come and sit right outside the operating room. And if it was, I mean, sometimes like we would go there and he'd have to see like 3 people in the emergency room. And I can remember asking him, are we going to the big OR? Because that meant operating room. And this is weird that I remember growing like this, because the big OR meant to me that we were going to be there for a really long time, because he would have to do surgery on somebody. And so if we did that, then like they would have to prep for it and everything like that. And then I knew that was going to be a really, really long night. But anyway, whenever I was with my dad, like, I mean, I grew up, I mean, I would sit at the nurse's station with the nurses, and they would entertain me, and they give me like a pad of paper, you know, and I just like draw or something like that. Anyway, it was, I don't know, it's interesting looking back on it, because I enjoyed those moments. But like Sundays I can remember with my dad, either driving back from the lake, driving back from his house, or like some trip. Like we went in the winter, we went skiing a lot, and we would go skiing in Michigan a lot to Boyne Mountain. So like, or southern Indiana has like some ski places too. And so on Sundays we would come back. That was usually later. I don't know, there's something about it, you know, like, you would think that, like, with going to school, that I despised school so much. I really did. I mean, I really just, like, dreaded going to school, that I would have hated Sundays. I don't know, it was just something to me about Sundays, like, my parents were both, I think because it was, I mean, a lot of parents do this, but I think because it was easier for them, as far as, like, being divorced or separated, and, like, not having to keep up with the homework. Like, well, when I was older, this is all before like 13 and younger. When I was older than that, I don't remember ever bringing homework home. I mean, I was a bad student. I was not a good student. But anyway, like my mom and my dad, like I did my homework on Friday. Like we weren't waiting until the final hour on Sundays. I think that's part of it too, is that Sundays were just like literally just like a day of relaxation. Like, it was just, like, reading comics. I can remember, like, my mom sitting there reading a book, and I would read a book next to her, like, in the afternoon, or we would watch, like, some movie that was on TV. They were just really, really relaxing days. I remember, like, it's a beautiful day to take a walk. My mom and I would choose to be like, let's go take a walk, you know, or something. Like, we'd walk in the woods, even. Not just, like, a walk for exercise. We'd just walk in the woods and look at the leaves and stuff like that, or pick wildflowers in the summer. I don't know. They were just really relaxing days, and I think I've carried that with me. I mean, it's like, you know, earlier today and last night, I was like making my list of videos for this week. So I already have my list of videos made. You know, Alex and I at brunch, we always talk about like what our plans are for the week. So I was like, so what are your plans this week? And he doesn't really have something he's going to maybe do on Wednesday, and then like a dinner on Thursday for one of his friends that I opted out of. Then Friday we're going to Caroline. Saturday we have a wedding to go to. Oh, he was asking me, he was like, do you want to go to this dinner on Thursdays? Like, some of the spouses are coming, some of them aren't. And I said, that's 3 days in a row social things. No, that's too much for me. He just like texted her that, and he just sent me what she said back. Hold on, it's so funny what she said. He said, I was confirming with Peter, and he was like, that would be 3 social things in 1 week. That's too much for me, LOL. So it's just me. And she said, Peter, haha, he's so funny. The camera stopped while I was in the middle of my story. But no, that is a lot of social things for me. So I don't know, like, you know, like, it's not like, well, and like tomorrow, like, I have to get my hair cut tomorrow at noon. So I have to like be up by like 9 to get like the dogs and everything. And then like get ready to get like the, you know, the lift ride in time to like get to the hair appointment in time. Like, I'm not excited about that, but I don't know. I just, you know, I think something changed in me. I can remember like, this is so strange because this isn't about Sundays. I can remember, I feel like it was after I got sober. Somebody said something to me about, hey, how are you? You guys have been walking a lot lately.
Gotta enjoy it while we can.
I know. Snow before long.
Gotta get some of this candy off.
You better. Better work it out.
You wanna be as skinny as you.
Aw.
Iowa.
I got it at a thrift store like 20 years ago. People keep... Iowa. He said Iowa.
Yeah. Why do you have Iowa?
I got it at a thrift store like 20 years ago. I just like it.
I like it too.
Well, thank you.
You know what that stands for?
What?
Idiots out walking around.
Oh, that was quick. That's you two. He said, bye. I have Iowa sweatshirt. Okay, so I got this at a thrift store like 20 years ago. It's still like, it's a little tight in the gut, but I love it. It's like a vintage like hoodie from back, like literally from like back in the day. But it's Iowa, okay? And everybody like in Indiana, because this has been like a big IU weekend, and so everybody's been like asking me why I'm wearing this. I wore it last night too to the party, because I wanted to wear something warm. I was gonna wear this like this gray shirt with like this black tee. Everyone wore costumes last night except for me and one other person, okay, first of all. But I was like, I just want to be comfortable. It's cold outside. So I wore this hoodie last night because I was like, oh, I think I can kind of like finally like start fitting into this hoodie a little bit. I put it on. I was like, ooh, maybe not over the gut so much. But anyway, he said Iowa stands for idiots outside walking. What did he say? Idiots outside walking or something is what he just said. They're so funny. That's pool crew lady number 2 and her husband. So anyway, what was I saying? I was talking about Sundays, how much I love Sundays. Ice cream Sundays. But then I was saying something about, I was going to compare it to something. Shoot. If I start talking about it again, maybe it'll just come back to me. Talking about my dad and coming home on Sundays and having my list made for the week and stuff like that. It's like, okay, it's not like I am any more excited than anybody else about having like a busy week and having to do the, oh, I was talking about, that's what I was talking about, was the, Alex texting his friend about, well, okay, so this was the deal. So they're going to dinner for, it's like, okay, so she's getting married on Saturday. It's not like a rehearsal dinner. It's just like their friends getting together. But when Alex told me about it, he's like, all the spouses are coming. And I said, okay. And he goes, well, do you want to go? And I said, well, if all the spouses and partners are coming, yeah, I'll come. So then today at brunch, he said, do you want to go on Thursday? Or no, he said to me, I said, can I let you know? Because I said, that's a lot of things I have to do this week. And he goes, okay. And I go, can I let you know? And he goes, yeah. So today he asked me, and I said, he goes, I don't think many of the spouses are going anymore. And I go, well, who are the spouses that are going? And he said, her fiance, it's for them, okay? And one other person that I've never even met before in my entire life. I said, no, I'm not. That's too many things for me to do in a week. I got shows to watch. That's the night before Halloween. I'll be watching scary movies, okay? I'll be watching scary movies. So anyway, But I think, like, for me, it was kind of the reprieve before, like, maybe I was just holding on to something. I don't know. Sundays just felt very pure to me. Just very pure and very relaxed and not rushed. And I still feel like that. You know, it's like I came out here and I was like, I'm going to bring another battery in case I go long. I'm starting early. Alex was like, you want to watch a movie or something? I was like, well, I got to watch these Saw movies tonight. He's like, okay. And I was like, do you have something to watch? He's like, yeah, I've got The Good Life. We're caught up on all of our TV shows for this week, except for Lute. And so he was like, well, what are you going to do, like, after you get done vlogging? And I said, well, I may vlog for a while, because it just kind of depends. Yesterday was an hour and a half. Who knew? Anyway, I said, well, I want to walk tonight. So I started the second Thursday Murder Club book. I can't listen to it real fast forward because of the English voices, and so then I can't understand what's going on. So I said, and then I want to read. So I want to walk and listen to Thursday Murder Club. I said, and then I want to read. Like, I want to sit inside for like 2 hours and read. And of course, I want to take my nap. But then I can't stay up too late to watch shows. I've got Sister Wives I've got to watch tonight and take notes on. I can't stay up too late tonight because, like I said, I have to be up at like, well, I say 9. I'll probably push it to like 9:30 or 10. I'll bring the little pups upstairs and then they'll sleep with me. They slept real long today. They were real tired. I don't know if it's like the cold or something. They didn't even really run around a whole lot last night. But anyway, they were real tired. They went to bed real early last night. I mean, they laid down in the chair next to me real early last night. So Alex went out last night. He sent me pictures all last night. He went to his friend's birthday party, which was at a winery. They had like a band there and stuff. It was at a winery in Martinsville. And he goes, look, there's goats here. And he sent me these pictures of these goats. And then he met up some friends, and they went to Fountain Square, which is like this real cute area of downtown. It's like south of downtown. They have like art galleries, and they have like duck pin bowling. It's real cute down there. But like they have a lot of like, I would say they're kind of like artsy. Do we even use the word beatnik anymore? Kind of artsy beatnik, kind of like bars and stuff like that. So they went there, and then their friend they went to this bar called Patron Saint last night. So he was there until he came home. We were not gone late last night. So Tanya Jean came to pick me up at 6:30. Her husband was like, didn't want to be at the party for very long. So he's like, because he knows my sponsor really well. So he was like, I'm just going to meet you guys there and like pop in for a little bit and then I'll leave. Tanya and I thought we were going to stay there for like 4 hours or something like that. It was so cold and people started leaving, so we didn't stay that long. We were actually like the third and fourth person there. When we came in, it was like my sponsor was in the kitchen. There was like this guy that I didn't know, and then his sponsor who I knew. So it was fun. So Tanya came and picked me up like at 6:30. We got there. We stopped and got Fountain Pops on the way, and then we got there at like it started at 7 o'clock. We were there. I think it was like 7:03 or something like that. We walked in. She had the whole backyard. It was decorated so cute and stuff like that. And, but, so, my sponsor's house kind of sits in the woods. So, I wish I would have taken a picture of it last night. I should have. So, she has this whole area that's, like, cleared out where she has, like, this fire pit. Like, it's actually, like has rocks, fire pit. And so, she had a big fire out there. But even sitting, like, next to the fire, it was kind of cold. So, everybody was kind of, like, congregating in the kitchen. I think there's probably about 25 people there. People came, people went, people came in. There's a lot of people that had a lot of different Halloween parties last night. So we got there about 7. We stayed till about 9:30. We had a good time. By the time that we were leaving, a lot of people were leaving. And Tanya's husband had left before us, so we were like, let's get out of here. Tanya was getting really, really tired. She had worked all day yesterday. So she was like, I was sitting in the kitchen talking to somebody, and she was like, are you ready to go? I was like, yeah, are you? I was like, if we go home now, I can take a nap. You know, if I go home now, I can take a nap that I can watch my shows. So it was fun. We had a really, really good time. There were lots of sweets there. I think that was part of why I got tired, because I ate more sweets than I usually do. I don't really eat sugar as much anymore. And so last night, there was like, well, Tanya made this like cheesecake dip that had like Heath Bar covering on it, and then she brought apples to dip it in. It was so delicious. And then my sponsor had bought like all these Halloween cupcakes from Sam's Club. There was like 30 of them. They were all decorated different. They were really, not each one, but there was like Frankenstein's Witches and Ghosts or something. So I had one of those. I had a little bit of this, a little bit of that. She had, so basically the dinner thing was like walking tacos, and so she had like cheese dip set up, and then she had ground beef, which I don't eat, so I'm vegetarian. So I basically just, you could pick out different kinds of chips. You know how that deal goes. I love that. So I was eating Lay's potato chips and like sour cream and cheese dip. I was like, I'm not gonna eat good tonight. And then I had some cookies, and then they had like those, you know, cake pops, but they don't have like the pop, like the stick in it. She had those that she got from somewhere. And so I just ate a bunch of junk last night. And so I'm sitting in the kitchen, I'm talking to this girl, one of my sponsor sisters. So I'm the only guy that my sponsor sponsors, right? I'm the only guy she's ever sponsored. So in 12-step programs, it's recommended that, or it's suggested that your sponsor, like men sponsor men, women sponsor women, and that your sponsor should be somebody that has a year of sobriety time and a working knowledge of the 12 steps, a home group, and also has a sponsor that has sponsored them. That's what's suggested. There's a whole pamphlet on sponsorships in every 12-step program. There's pamphlets and readings about it. One of the things that the pamphlet says is that women can sponsor gay men and vice versa, and men can sponsor lesbians and things like that. It talks about that. It addresses sexuality with sponsorships. And so for years and years and years, like I always had straight male sponsors because I thought like that's what I was supposed to do. And there was always a disconnect. I don't really know how to explain it. I mean, I had fantastic sponsors. I really did. I love the men that sponsored me. But I was very close with them. But I would notice that the relationships that they had with their other sponsees was a little different than the relationship that they had with me. Like, it wasn't even so much my sponsors. It was the relationships that I would see other men have with their sponsors, like where they would go golfing or do this with them. And I was like, I don't really have, like, as I get older in recovery, like, I want to have, like, your sponsor should not be your friend, but your sponsor could become your friend, if that makes sense. Like, that's not why you get a sponsor to be your friend. But if over time that happens, like, that's a great thing, right? As long as you can, like, you know, keep boundaries that they're your sponsor, right? But I just wanted that relationship, that close bond with my sponsor. I've always just gotten along better with women than I have with men, you know, except for romantically. So that was years ago, and I think it was like right after I had started on YouTube. I talked to my therapist about it at the time, and talked to some other people about it. And I talked to my sponsor now, and she said, well, what she said to me, she said, if you were a newcomer, no, I wouldn't sponsor you. Because there's a lot of issues that come up in early sobriety that, like, I think are somewhat specific to your experiences. Like, that are just specific to be, like, being a woman or, you know, being a man and what those experiences are like that maybe you can't understand unless you walk through that. So she was like, if you were new in recovery, no, I wouldn't sponsor you, but since you've got some time, she's like, but let me talk to my sponsor. So she talked to her sponsor about it, and her sponsor was like, if you're comfortable with it and he's comfortable with it, I'm fine with that. So I really, like, heavily talked to my therapist about it. My therapist was like, who knew a lot. This is a different therapist than I have now. But he was like, you know, you've done everything that you're told to do. There's always been a disconnect. You've loved your sponsors, but, like, why not try this? If it doesn't work, then you can always go back and get a straight male sponsor, right? So we started working together, and it's been fantastic. It's been fantastic. She's actually challenged me more than any of the male sponsors that I've ever had. And I do want to say this. The disconnect was not because... The disconnect may have existed because I was gay, and I think that it may be that my sponsors were such fantastic men that they might have not been willing to, like, I'm not talking about asking intimate questions. I'm talking about out of their wanting to make me comfortable, I think they didn't push things with me that she's been willing to push because she ain't worried about hurting my feelings. She wants to get me as far as I can down the journey of life, right? The men that I had as sponsors were fantastic. They were not homophobic. They loved me openly. They were just genuinely amazing men. But with almost all of them, I had been the first gay guy that they had ever sponsored. So I just don't know that they knew how to navigate that. I mean, they would ask me questions. I mean, like, you know, whatever, and we would talk about, I mean, talk to them about relationships and all kinds of things. But there was always kind of a disconnect there. I couldn't really understand it. And I don't know that I think, and you know, this is the other thing. I mean, like, I would not be where I'm at in my sobriety today had I not had them. And I learned so much from all of them. And I don't know that 20 years ago, I could have had a female sponsor and it would have worked out for me. I don't know that, you know? I don't know that it wouldn't have. So, I don't know. But anyway, so, reason I forgot why I was explaining it, is because I'm the only man that she sponsors a lot of women. And so, a lot of my sisters were, because there's like, in recovery, they talk about lineage and stuff like that. So my sponsor, since she sponsors a lot of women, they're all my sisters and I'm their brother. So they were there last night. So I got to see some of them. So anyway, that was fun. So one of my sponsor sisters was Jessica Rabbit last night. The other one, like me, did not dress up. Well, she had like rabbit ears on and that was it. We're like the same age. One of my older sponsor sisters, she was Beetlejuice from head to toe in the suit and everything. It was adorable. Some of the costumes last night, there was a whole group that came as... So my sponsor and I go to 2 different home groups. A home group is a group that you make a commitment to go regularly to, or do service positions to. So before we started working together, we went to different home groups. Typically in recovery, like you would go to the same home group as your sponsor. Like if you came in to a 12-step program. I mean, not necessarily, but I think like most people would be like, I'd like you to come to my home group. She wasn't going to do that with me because I'd already been going to my home group for 20 years at that point, if that makes sense. And she'd been going there. So it wasn't like we were going to switch. And so a lot of the party last night was people from her home group. Some of them I know and some of them I don't know. The costumes were cute. Everybody dressed up. Okay, there was this gal, and I could not figure it out for the longest time. I mean, I knew she was a chicken, but I didn't get it, right? Like, so because she was staying in the kitchen, but her husband wasn't with her. Like, he was outside. And so she was head to toe a chicken. I mean, she had chicken feet on, the whole 9 yards. He came in, I was like, oh my God. It was Colonel Sanders and a chicken. It was hilarious. Then there were like 4 people that were like Napoleon Dynamite. I mean, literally, like, every one of them in there. Like, the gal with, like, the ponytail sideways, and she was carrying this, like, bag, and oh my God, it was so hilarious. My sponsor was going to go as Peg Bundy, but her wig wouldn't fit over her hair extensions, which she had just got. And she was like, I'm not having the hair extensions taken out for this stupid Peg Bundy wig. So then she just was carrying this wig around with her all night, and she was like, say hi to Peg Bundy. It was so hilarious. So anyway, and her dogs were scared of the wig anyway. And then, I'm trying to think of who else. There was a guy that was a NASCAR driver. No, there was a couple people that weren't dressed up. It wasn't just me. One of our good friends and her husband were there. They weren't dressed up. She and Tanya and I talked about TV shows last night, our favorite TV shows right now, and stuff like that. She was telling me something to watch. What did she tell me to watch? I can't remember it. But anyway, yeah, we stayed there for about 2.5 hours, and I was like in the kitchen, I was talking to somebody, and Tanya was like, are you ready to go? I was like, yeah, let's go. I at first thought she was joking, but like a lot of people were leaving because they had other parties to go to and stuff like that. And so I was like real tired. I was like, let's go. So, I was like, I'll get home in time to take my nap. So I'd already had my vlog scheduled. So I'd scheduled it, I think, for like 9:15 or 9:30 or something like that to go up. I actually did get it up in time for me to. So yesterday, after Alex he was supposed to leave here at 4. He didn't even start getting ready till like 4:15, 4:30, and then he left at like 5. So yeah, I thought he left earlier than that. I thought he left at 4. No, he left at like, maybe it was 4:45. I don't know when he left. I'm like just remembering this now. So when I got done vlogging yesterday, I rendered the vlog. Well, he was like upstairs with the pups and stuff like that. So I went up and they were like sleeping on the beds. I was like, I'm just going to hang out here. And he was so tired. He was like, it's really funny that the warning was for migraines today, which I have migraine disorder and I have no migraine today. I felt like I was getting kind of like a migraine or a headache earlier. There's a difference between the two. I felt like I was getting one earlier, but I think it's so associated with like allergies, and I took my allergy medicine today, so I don't know, but I feel good today. Anyway, so he was just laying in bed. I kept on saying to him, aren't you supposed to leave? He's like, are you wanting me to leave? I said, you can stay here and not go. I could care less. I said, do you want to go to the Halloween party? He was like, no. He's like, I got this other thing to go to. I said, okay. So, but he just did not want to get out of bed. He just kept on rolling. So I laid in bed with the dogs, and they were so sweet last night. Little babies. They're so sweet. So anyway, so then when I came home last night, took the dogs out, played with the dogs for like an hour and stuff like that, took them out, and then made sure that the vlog had gone up, which I already had. Tanya brought a bunch of cupcakes and stuff like that, and she was like, do you want these? I was like, I cannot have these in the house, or I'll be one to eat all these cupcakes at 2 o'clock. No, I said I don't want any of this kind of stuff. So, whenever she because she can't see real well at night, so when she got home, I always have her text me when she got home, so we were texting. And then the dogs came upstairs. At least what I was going to say. Like, I don't know if it's the colder weather or something like that, but, like, they get tired real quick. Like, they usually run around for an hour, but, like, I was just kind of, like, laying on the bed, like, on my phone. I was like, well, if they don't, like, go to sleep, then I won't take a nap, right? Because, like, how can I? And I look over, and Otis is in between the two pillows, and he is crashed out. This was, like, half an hour, 40 minutes after I was home. And Otis was playing, or Walter was playing with this little, like, not LaDonna, the little duck, but there's, like, a little bear that's, like, a Kong thing. And I was, like, I looked over, and he was kind of just, like, gently, like, kind of, like, chewing on it. And I, like, closed my eyes for a second. A couple minutes later, I opened them, and his eyes were closed. And I was like, I don't want to say it loud, but I was like, Alexa, lights off. I turned the lights off, and I was, like, out. So I slept for like an hour and 15 minutes. And then I got up and, oh, I know what I did yesterday too, before all that stuff. I read the chapter in the 31st Trick or Treat. It was a long chapter yesterday. Oh my God, I have to tell you guys about this. This is so funny because I was telling Nikki this yesterday. Because she hadn't read the chapter yet. I read the chapter, then I talked to her before I went to the party. Okay. So y'all know how yesterday I was like so done with this book. I knew this was going to happen, okay, with the Saw movies and the 31st Trick or Treater. So, because like Nikki and I every day, like whoever reads it first will be like, how was the chapter? And we're usually like, it sucked, it was horrible. Yesterday the chapter was actually really good. It's about they go to this woman Soraya's house to look at her Halloween train. I really liked the chapter. Then I was like so back into the book again. It was so funny because I had just complained about this book for like an hour. Oh, the battery's already at the halfway mark. Well, anyway, I'd already complained about this book for like, when it gets to an hour, if it makes it there, I'm at like 21 minutes and 36 seconds right now. Or 40, I guess it'll be 51 minutes. Anyway, if I make it to the hour without the battery dying, I'll just change it an hour. So anyway, I talked all yesterday about how bad this book is. And then I felt bad. I got done with my vlog yesterday. I felt bad about talking about the 31st Trick or Treater, like it was so bad. And then I read it, and I was like, I actually like this chapter. I'm kind of into it. So I don't know. Like, I'm very mixed. I'll probably end up giving it 4 stars. I just like reading a chapter every day and doing the project of the countdown to Halloween. That's fun for me. I don't know. I kind of like, I like the characters in it a little bit. Like, I'm really into Bob and Joanne, the mom and dad, and Sam, the brother. Although Sam is supposed to be 9, and he just is way too adult for being 9 years old. I mean, he's like in every adult conversation, and I don't know. Like, it's just a little bit too much. Like, but I'm kind of like so into it now that this will definitely be a book that like stays with me for a long time. Like, I'll remember it for a long time. So anyway, so then when so I didn't have to like read that last night. So when I got up, I was doing towels when I got up last night. Come home for a party, do towels. So I was washing towels last night. So I was doing all that and changing the laundry. And then when I got up from my nap, I was like making the bed real nice for when Alex came home and stuff like that. And took the dogs out a couple times. I was listening to the Thursday Murder Club book. Tell you how much I have left of it. It's called The Dead Man Dies Twice or something like that. Hold on a second. It's about this Elizabeth's ex. The man who died twice. This book is long. They're all long. I got 3 hours and 58 minutes. How am I going to get 4 of these books done? So for the next book, for the Cozy Mystery Book Club, which I will be announcing this week, for the next one for November, it's 2 books in the series, so everybody can get them done. It's 2 books. And one of them I've already read. So we're keeping it real short, okay? Well, I'm trying to do series that, like, going forward, like, if that book comes out, like, another book comes out in the series and we can all read it together. So that's what I'm trying to do. So I think for November, I'm not going to do Christmas. I was, like, going back and forth. I'm not going to do Christmas. And then for December, well, I've got some thoughts about December. So anyway, so I got all that stuff done, and then the dogs were, like, real tired last night. They kept on, like, just, like, laying on their beds, and they'd get up, and they'd play for a couple minutes, and they'd, like, lay back down and stuff like that. So I read for a little bit. When I finally got, like, settled down to, like, watch my iPad and stuff like that, I was like, I don't know what time it was. It wasn't too late. It was, like, 12:30, I think. I know that sounds late to some people, but it wasn't late to me. And I was like, if I'm going to finish these Saw movies, like, I got to get into these Saw movies. So the night before, whenever I had finished the third one, I started, like, the first 5 minutes of the fourth one. And it was, like, where John, who's Jigsaw, is, like, he dies. Anyway, so I was like, okay, I'm going to watch half of the fourth one, and then I'll finish it tomorrow. And then that'll give me, like, a movie a day that I have to watch. They just really are, like, the second and the third one, somebody said to me, well, this was interesting to me. So somebody commented, I did a reaction to the second and third one, and somebody was like, what are you talking about? Like, in the second one, the contraptions, like, the game contraptions, they were like, are so good. I don't really, I understand, like, that would be, like, what people would really like the Saw movies for, like, and when I read that comment, I was like, oh my god, that makes so much sense to me, like, people are watching it for, like, the contraptions. Like, how intricate are they? Like, how different are they from, like, the first one to the fifth one? Whatever. But, like, I'm not watching for the contraptions. Like, that doesn't interest me. It's almost kind of like when I watch, like, Survivor. I don't really care about the competitions. I just care about, like, who, you know what I mean? Who wins and who gets mad and all that kind of stuff. So, for me, it's more about the story of Saw, the background story. Well, so much of it is the games and who makes it forward in the game and stuff like that. So I'd watched 1, 2, and 3. So last night, I, like, went back and I started 4 over again. Because I had literally only watched, like, the first 5 minutes. It's like when he's on, like, the autopsy table or the whatever table in the morgue. And so I started watching 4 again. Each of them's only, like, an hour and a half long. So I watched all of 4. And then I started watching 5. Alex came home sometime while I was watching 4. And then I started watching 5, and I was like, maybe I should just finish this tonight. So I ended up watching 4 and 5 last night. Okay, 4, I wrote next to it in my notes, because I take notes on all these movies, so I can remember what I'm talking about. Saw movie review. One of the better ones, I wrote about Saw 4. Saw 4 and Saw 5, I really, really liked. The thing about it is, so Saw 4 and Saw 5 introduces a whole new storyline. Kind of. I thought John, what's his name? Hold on a second. John something. Why can't I think of his name? John Kramer? What's his name? His wife is in the... Why can't I remember what his name is? John Kramer? Yeah. John Kramer. I thought him and Shawnee Smith... Well, okay, I thought they were, like, in every single one. Well, they are, kind of, but, like, in flashbacks. But one of the things that happens is, like, in the fourth one, it goes back to the third one, it goes back to the first one. Like, it's a little confusing, but it ties it all together. You're like, is all this happening at the same time? But the third and the fourth one, or the fourth and the fifth one, I really, really liked. So today, my plan is to definitely watch the sixth one. Definitely watch Sister Wives. So tonight I've got Sister Wives to watch the 6th Saw, and then after that I have 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I just have 4 left of it, which I'll get done by Halloween. And last night watching 4 and 5, like, I really enjoyed them. In a way that I hadn't enjoyed, like, 2 and 3. I really enjoyed them. So I'm kind of looking forward to watching 6. I mean, I may watch 7 too, but I doubt it. So yeah, tonight I'm going to watch Sister Wives. I've got 3 episodes. I'm going to watch Sister Wives. I may watch it this afternoon. If I don't, like, it depends on when I take my walk. It's starting to get a little bit colder. It depends on when I take my walk. It depends on how much I read this afternoon, stuff like that. But I may watch Saw 6 this afternoon. I have 3 episodes left of season 7 of Shetland, which, in all honesty, might be one of the best seasons of Shetland that I've ever seen. I really, really, really like season 7. It's about this guy that wrote a graphic novel, and he's like young. He's like 21 or 22, and he goes missing the day of like the book launch. But then it's like ties to like his dad having been a police officer in Glasgow and like this drug deal and all this kind of stuff. And it's like 4 different stories going on at one time. I don't know, like when I watch shows, if there's like 4 or 5 different things going on at the same time, it makes me like, I don't know, it doesn't make any sense to me. But somehow with Shetland, when they do it, like it makes a lot of sense to me. Like on Shetland, I don't know, and then I don't want to ruin it for anybody that's not there yet, but there's like a romantic part to it, and I really like that part. I mean, I'm not a big, I could care. This is the thing, I think people think that I don't like romance. Like in cozy mysteries, I love it. Like I love romance and cozy mysteries. I love even reading like the romances, like the Pumpkin Spice Cafe books and stuff like that. I just don't want to, like, I wouldn't specifically just watch like rom-coms and just read romances all day long. Like, do you know what I mean? That's not just like, I like it in its element, if it like plays a part in a book, but that's just not what I like all the time, you know what I mean? But I do like it, and I like it when it's done well, So, I think, okay, I'm back. I think I caught it. I was like, I think this is gonna stop. And then I changed the battery, so we have a new, fresh battery in here. I'm kind of like, at this point though, I'm like, what else do I have to say about my life? I need to get my eyebrows trimmed tomorrow, so I'm glad that I'm getting my my haircut tomorrow. Excited, excited. Thank God it's Friday. Well, it's not Friday anymore. It's Sunday. So anyway, Shetland, I'm going to watch tonight. Y'all want to know what is on my list? So, last night while I was watching the Saw movies, well, I have all my videos for the week made. I have my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 drama videos I could make. I took some of my videos off my movie channel, like Final Destination, the last one. It's been so long since I watched it that I don't remember. The one on Netflix about the woman who needs to get the money in 24 hours. I really like that one, but it's been a long time. So I have 3 over here to make. TV, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Peter does stuff. I just come up with those kind of every day, but I've got 4 on my list. Review, I've got 4. Peterisms, 2. And books. Well, I'm going to do my Frida McFadden review of The Intruder tomorrow, possibly. A lot of it will be like, how do I feel when I get back from my hair appointment, too, depending on like how I film. Oh, and then you know what? Tuesday we have marriage counseling. I feel like our marriage counseling session is later. And I don't think that Tanya and I are going to go to a meeting this week since we went to a meeting last week. So I don't think that we're going. I was going to text Alex and ask him what time, but he's probably asleep up there. I just always I used to write them down and then put them in my calendar, but I don't do that anymore. Well, with my appointments I do, but not with couples counseling. I just ask Alex the day before. I'm like, what time's our appointment tomorrow? So that's Tuesday night. So Tuesday might be a hard day, but Wednesday I'm not doing Cousin Fun Day. Caroline can't do it this week, so all day Wednesday I'll film videos, all day Thursday I'll film videos. Friday, because it's Halloween, I'll probably film a vlog and maybe 1 or 2 other videos. I might pre-film some videos too, but we'll see. So anyway, yeah. What else are you going to do? Tell me about your day. Tell me about your week. Put it in the comment section below. Should we read some of your comments and see what you guys were saying? Okay. Let's go in here and see. Let's see. Is it cauliflower? Is she the most recent comment? Okay. Hold on a second. Bow, 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 bow. She is not the most recent comment. I can't see who it is, though. It's Chelsea! Oh my god. Chelsea said, yes, please make a video on how to fold a fitted sheet. So many people asked me to do that video. I think I'm going to do that video. I'm going to save it, though. Kelly said, I understand why, but I'm still sad we can't be in on the HOAT. Well, I mean, okay, first of all, Kelly, thank you for understanding. I'll say that. The thing is about the HOAT, don't feel bad about missing out on it, because like even if I told you, like I'm trying to think of an analogy or like an example that would like be fitting to me. Like, okay, if you don't know like the people involved or their personalities, like if I just told you, like, I'm just completely making something up, okay, but like what if the HOA board decided that I couldn't have these pumpkins on the front porch, okay? Like, that alone would be like, I can't believe they won't let us have his pumpkins on the front porch. But after that, the story kind of, it gets a little boring, right? Do you know what I'm saying? Okay. But, like, if you know the people involved, and you know that they're, like, going door to door to door, and you know their personality, like, that's what makes it funny. Does that make sense? It's just kind of, to be honest with you, part of it is the congregation in the street that I can see. Like, I think people think that, like, I'm the nosiest. You have no idea. Like, people think that I'm, like, the nosiest neighbor. You have absolutely no idea. Okay? Literally no idea. Like, when people are standing in this, like, people will walk by. Like, there'll be some, like, people walking by this way and people walking by that way. The gardener will be back on her sidewalk, like, watering stuff. And she'll come out and start, like, she'll start watering stuff by the mailbox just to hear what they're saying. And then when they walk by, if it's like people we don't really know, she'll be like, did you hear what they said? Were they talking about Judy Smith? What did they say about Judy? I'm like everybody is like that. Pool crew lady number 1, pool crew lady number 2, her pool crew lady 1 husband, he's a little like that, not so much. Oh, look at their little dog. Oh, that's the dog that looks like Walter. Pool crew lady number 2 and her husband, they are thick into the drama of the neighborhood. Laura is so into the drama of the neighborhood. Well, it kind of depends on the day. Like, if she has a lot going on, then no, she doesn't care at all. But if she's just having, like, a lazy day, then she wants to know all the drama. And she can get right in the middle of it, too, and have her opinion. The only people that really don't ever get into it in the neighborhood, well, in my little area of the neighborhood, are the world travelers. Like, they always have an opinion about it, but they don't really care to get into it that deeply and stuff like that. Hey, how are you? Good. They don't really care to get into it that deeply. Plus, they're not even really here that much. I'm trying to think. The HOA drama, well, I did kind of explain it the other day. It was about this thing that this woman built to help her neighbor out. But then, like, the HOA boards, I don't know. I don't even really, to be honest, this is part of it, is that I don't even really understand half of it. What I do understand is that we needed to close that pool on September 1st, and that pool is still open. I mean, it's almost November 1st. I mean, it's 2 months later, and they haven't come out and they haven't taken out the what do you call it? The ladder and the deep end. I mean, it could be like, if that freezes down there, that ladder could be ruined. We could have to pay for that ladder of the HOA fees. And no, I'm not. No, not if they are not going to keep it open for an extra 2 weeks in September. They had to close that. They put a lock up around that, a chain lock and everything. No, ma'am. Taylor said, can you link the bamboo sheets, please? Put me out of my misery, the struggle of the fitted sheet. Oh, does your sheet come up? You know what? Hold on a second. I think I got them on Amazon. I have no idea what I think they're called Bamboo with a U. But let me sign into my Amazon account, and then I will tell you what they are. Because the ones that I got, I love so much. We have green ones and we have gray ones, and I need to buy some more. Maybe we have white ones too. I need to buy some more is what I need to do. Are you talking about the corner comes up? Because we have deep pockets too. Yeah, that happens to us too. So when it has a thing underneath it. Sometimes if it's been a while since you've ordered it, it won't come up. Sheets. Bam Pure. BAMPUR Luxury Series 6-piece king set. Bam Pure. BAMPURE. They still have them for sale? They do. King piece, 4-piece set, $94. Totally worth it. They have them in charcoal gray, black. They have them all different colors. The green ones that we bought, Bed Moon. No, these don't look right. It's pulling up comforters and stuff from here that I bought on here like years ago. Okay, maybe these are. The other ones, the green ones that I got are Bed Moon. Oh, these are cheap. These are cheaper. Bed Moon linen. Looks like cationic sheets. Luxury deep pockets. The brand is Bed Moon. Okay? A king size is $30.99. I think they're just as nice as the other ones. So if you want to spend $30 instead of $94. Bed Moon. The other one are Band Pure. So, okay. By the way, that Megan Quinn book, I talked about it on my haul that I did on my BookTube channel. It's called Merry Christmas, You. Something, something. But that's the second one and the first one. A lot of people were explaining to me the Tourist Season book. I know that Tourist Season is the first one in the series. I've seen that already on there. But I don't know if I like they're really kind of like my speed or not. But anyway, I bought the first Megan Quinn book. I think I'm going to start reading it like it's a long book. So I got the paperback of it. I'm going to start reading that one. My roommate stole my heart or something like that. I'm going to read that one in November, and I'm going to read the second one, the newest one, in December. Anyway, and Nikki was sending me all her choices to read for the Christmas read-along, so we're coming up with that list. So Taylor, I hope that helps you with the, let me know if you get them and if you like them. Prissy Kitty, hey Prissy Kitty. Megan said, I don't normally watch your videos on the weekends because I get no alone time, but I'm sick. Oh, I hope you feel better. So thanks for keeping me company. I'm reading, oh my God, she's reading the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. Love that book so much. And put on Rocky Horror Picture Show. Damn it, Janet. Oh my God, Lana said, fitted sheets are a nightmare. Lana was my first comment on my drama video the other day, Lana. I gave her a little shout out. Everybody's talking about the fitted sheet. Stephanie said, folding a fitted sheet is a skill I've never mastered. A JoJo Country Girl said, I bought those Christmas morning laundry sheets. They have a BOGO sale going on. Maybe that's what I got. Are they any good? I'm kind of worried that I won't like them. I mean, literally every comment is about, not every comment, but is about the fitted sheet. Minimalist said, oh my gosh, Peter, I love your Halloween mug. Thank you so much. It was the one with the ghost that says boo on it. I got it at Sullivan's Nursery up the street. So this is a story about the Halloween mug. Okay, Corksicle. You know what? I haven't hardly drank any of this coffee. Corksicle Cups does a collaboration. You know what I need to look? I need to look this up right now. Corksicle does a collaboration with Rifle Paper Company, okay? And that's where I got the metal cup that on the outside is beautiful. Well, they had a Halloween one that, here, I'll show you. I bought it and then I canceled my order. Corksicle, I'm gonna look it up. Rifle. It was so cute. I literally ordered it like the first week of October or maybe even in September. And then it said it was going to be, here it is. And then it said it was going to be delivered like the first week in November. And I was like, well, why would I want that? Look at this cup. Tell me that is not so cute for a Halloween cup. So, I was really excited about it, but I didn't get it. Now, I want to see if they have a Christmas cup. Because if they have a Christmas one, then I'll just order it now. It looks like, no. Their cups are beautiful. They have big cups too. I mean, look at this one. This is kind of like the one that I have. It has all these bugs on it. I love that so much. But that Halloween cup, you know what is interesting is, I have a bunch of Halloween cups. I haven't even brought some of them down this year, and I never even put up the orange wreath. I know, I failed miserably this year. I still haven't put the table together. But I got the fireplace fixed, and I haven't even had a fire in it yet. So anyway, what was I going to say? But like, I have Halloween, oh my God, Halloween 2, the movie. I've now watched it twice. It's the only Halloween movie this year that I've watched besides Hocus Pocus. Well, I mean, I've watched scary movies, but like of the Halloween franchise, Hocus Pocus. No, I know Hocus Pocus is not. Somebody be like, Peter, Hocus Pocus is actually not part of the Halloween franchise. My favorite thing is when somebody corrects me on something that was a slip of the tongue and I so obviously know. But I appreciate you, I do. But anyway, as far as the Halloween franchise, Halloween 2 is the only one, the original Halloween 2, when Laurie Strode is in the hospital. I've watched it twice now. Because when I look for them, it's the only one that comes up on the TV. Because Alex has this Apple TV thing hooked up. And I think it's on Peacock or something. It's always on Peacock. And so I just keep on playing it over and over. Alex came home the other day and he goes, "Are you watching Halloween 2 again?" And I go, "Yeah, I couldn't figure out the TV." Do you ever like, okay, I feel like like every friend that we know has like 15 remotes. We just have one now, the little Apple TV thing, but we have 15 remotes. You know, like my dad, when I was growing, oh my God, my dad and my stepmom, it's like they had all these remotes. And it's like you never knew which one was for the VCR or the DVD player or the TV. You never knew which one was which and which one worked for which. It's like you had to push this one and then that one at the same time. Do you remember those kind of things? Anyway. So, Christmas cups. Yeah, I want to get Christmas cups. Somebody asked me something. Hold on a second. Okay. Jen said, "Peter, please watch the Hallmark movie Romance at the Reindeer Lodge. It's one of my favorites." Okay, I'm adding this to my list of Christmas movies. Romance... I said, give me any Christmas movies and I will write them down on my list. Christmas at the Reindeer. Why can't I spell reindeer? Reindeer, hold on a second. Reindeer Lodge. Okay, I now got 2. Boyfriend for Christmas. Romance at the Reindeer Lodge. Okay. Thank you, Jen. Dawn said, "Don't forget to do your chili review." I need to look and see if it's expired is what I need to do. Oh my God, so many people reminded me of what the Vogue lyrics were. Thank you, I appreciate that. Laura said, "Peter, keep being you. I found your vlog channel years ago from watching a drama video you posted. If it makes sense to do, you keep your channels separate, then keep them separate. I love and appreciate." Oh, you are so sweet, thank you. Michelle said, "Good morning, Peter." Good morning, Michelle. Clarissa said, "When you take a sip of your coffee, you normally say cheers, and you didn't today. LOL. I was folding laundry and heard you say, 'This is my first cup of coffee today.' And in my mind, I said cheers, but you didn't say it. LOL." Clarissa, specifically to you, and also to anybody else watching this vlog, but specifically to Clarissa. Hey, how are you? Good. Cheers, Clarissa, and cheers to anyone else watching the vlog. I think the reason I didn't say it the other day was because, okay, so, do you guys know about the AI thing, reading me for filth? Okay, so apparently, people were sending this to me and they posted in the Vloggerinos group and stuff like that. You can, like, any video on YouTube, you can go in and it'll give you like an AI overview. Here, we're going to go to Peter's Vlogs really quick for a second. I got to go in another channel or it won't let me pull it up. Okay, so let me turn the volume down. So you can go into any video and like when you go to it, like here we'll go to my one from yesterday, Weekend Update. Okay, when you go to Weekend Update, underneath where it says Peter's Vlogs, it says like the number of likes, share, and then ask. And then when you hit ask, you can put summarize the video. And it will summarize the whole video for you. When I did this on my drama video to prove a point, why is it not pulling up my, okay. When I did this on my drama video, I was proving a point, I read my vlog, and it said Peter also discusses his first cup of coffee in the morning. And I said, oh no, that's straight up a lie. That's why you can't trust AI. Because I believe that AI is for people that lack talent, people that lack creativity, people that thieve, and they just hide behind AI. Okay, and I've said that enough. So anyway, I said that's not true. You can't believe AI, because how many times have I said, this is my first cup of coffee for the day? And they said that. So anyway, let's go in here and read. Let me pause this really quick. We're going to read the, so cheers, Clarissa and everyone else. Okay. It just took me out of this. Let's read the summary for yesterday's video, shall we? Peter Monn's Weekend Update vlog covers a variety of personal anecdotes and daily life updates, including home and comfort. Oh, they've got it segmented into different chapters. Home and comfort. 0 to 1 minute and 57 seconds. Peter starts by getting comfortable with his blanket and discusses his preference for bamboo bed sheets and his unique talent for folding fitted sheets. Chapter 2, Weekend Plans. He outlines Alex's evening plans, which include a birthday party at a winery, and mentions his... why do we watch these vlogs? These are so boring. And mentions his own upcoming attendance at a sponsor's Halloween party. This is kind of creepy, don't you think? Media consumption and recommendations. Peter talks about his current reading, James Patterson's The Picasso Heist and Confessions of the Dead, reads viewer comments, and solicits Christmas movie recommendations. He also discusses his Peter Watches TV Instagram account, where he shares TV show updates and passionately talks about TV, particularly Sister Wives and Housewife franchises. Daily routine and observations. He describes his long walk the previous night, his preferred workout attire, compression shorts, and asks for recommendations for affordable athletic wear. He also shares pictures of Halloween decorations from his walk. Vlog production and future content. Peter discusses his plan to finish editing and upload the vlog early, and mentions an upcoming review of The Intruder by Frida McFadden. Meandering musings. He humorously acknowledges the meandering path of his vlog and discusses a rumored horror adaptation of A Christmas Carol starring Johnny Depp, questioning his authenticity. Okay, you know what we should do is, my last drama video, hold on a second, my last drama video was this funny one that I did. So we should go in there and ask it for a summary of the video. That was where I talked about the AI, and I also talked about people changing my title. In this video, Peter Monn addresses several rumors and topics that arose from his previous video. He discusses the new AI-generated video summaries on YouTube, stating he was unaware of this feature and finds the AI's descriptions of his video as meandering musings to be surprisingly accurate. He evenly jokingly considers starting a new channel called Peter's Meandering Musings. Peter also talks about the discussion around his long-standing intro. He mentions that while some viewers love it and don't want him to change it, others feel it's time for an update. He expresses that sometimes it feels corny to him. Another rumor he addresses is the idea of him releasing an album, which stems from a line in his intro. Many viewers generally believed he was going to release music, and he admits to having considered it a few years ago. Finally, Peter discusses his stance on comments and criticism. He states that he doesn't delete negative comments, believing in letting people express their opinions. He also explains that he only blocks users who consistently post hateful content, attack his personal life, or attack other commenters. I guess there's no reason to even watch my videos anymore. You can just read the AI. But they do leave a lot out. There's a lot in there. There's jokes. There's funniness. There's so much that's left out. Why would you want to leave out all the fun stuff? Oh my God! Okay, let's read a comment that has nothing to do with fitted sheets. Oh, there's Dawn again. Don't forget your chili review. Dawn, if I were to do the chili review, I'm going to do it just for you. I know I'm going to go in there and it expired a week ago or something. Yeah, a lot of people let me know what the lyrics to Madonna's... Oh, here it is, Clarissa. Oh, somebody thinks they're cute in here. Orange juice in a cup. Is the Harvest Chili the 31st trick-or-treater? Somebody replied with a laughing emoji. Y'all think you're so funny. That actually was kind of a really cute comment. Because like the 31st trick-or-treater is the last one to come. It's like, okay, I'm never doing the review. Get it? Okay. You also have to watch Four Christmases review. Lex, I've seen Four Christmases. I can put it on my list so and review it. It's been a long time. Is that the one with Reese Witherspoon? I'll put it on my list. I'll tell you one of my favorite Christmas movies is the one with Queen Latifah. What's that movie called? Do you know what I'm talking about, where she goes to the ski lodge? I love that movie so much. Last Christmas gave me... Oh, do you know what's the one that's so sad that has Hugh Grant in it, and they play the Joni Mitchell song Both Sides Now that I absolutely love? When he buys his girlfriend, that he's married. Well, I can't think of the actress's name that he's married to in there. Oh, I love her. But anyway, and then she finds a receipt for the jewelry that he bought his girlfriend instead. That's the Joni Mitchell music song scene. I love. Oh my God. Okay, I added that Lex to the list. Oh, Lex also said, I love the Housewives talk. I wish you had a Housewives channel, LOL. Somebody said, if you have that Peacock, you can watch it on there and also the Bravo channel. I don't think she understood. I'm sorry, Lex. Prissy Kitty, no, she didn't mean to, like, watch the show. She meant, like, me covering the show. Lex said, LOL, I do watch the Housewives. I meant that I enjoy listening to Peter talk about. Girl, I got it. Prissy Kitty, we'll help you catch up, okay? Prissy Kitty, I love that. But she said it so nice, didn't she? Prissy Kitty, you and Lex, you went back, and it was so nice. Okay, so Lex, here's the deal. When I do Bravo, when I do Housewife coverage on my TV channel, don't nobody care, okay? The only time I ever do videos that people care about it is if Tanya and I get together and do a Housewives video on, like, my drama channel. That's the only time anybody cares, and they care because Tanya's there. They don't care because I'm doing Housewife drama. I would love to do Housewife drama, but should I do recaps of the episodes? I mean, I don't really know how to do it. It's like, well, I think maybe with, I don't know. I said it with Atlanta, and I did like one, and then I was like, I was going to do recaps of every episode. I don't know. Salt Lake City's halfway through the season. Orange County, I think, is next week is the finale, isn't it? Next week's the finale of Orange County. The thing with, I love the Bravo, like, the Bravo accounts. I used to watch more of them than I do now, because here's my issue with it. It kind of reminds me of, like, all of us back in the day talking to the influencers. Like, if you watch any of the Bravo shows now, like, all of those Bravo coverage Instagrammers and YouTubers, they are talking to all those Bravo people now on the phone. Like, some of them even been on episodes. So I'm like, I'm not about all that anymore. So, but I mean, the thing is, some of them make 5 and 6 videos a day if all those things pop off. I love talking about the Housewives. I talk about the Housewives all day long. If you really want that, Lex, put it in the comment section below. And if enough people sound off, I'll start doing Housewife videos on my TV channel. Because I would love to do that. Have you seen The Holiday? Lex, you were up here in the comments. Is The Holiday, is that the one with Queen Latifah? I think it's the last holiday, maybe. People are talking about Cafe Bustelo. Jade said, we took our 5-year-old trick-or-treating in our town tonight. Now I'm ready for Christmas. I am ready for Christmas, too. I know it's probably too early for all that, but I'm really ready for Christmas. Marissa said she's still behind in her vlogs. Well, Marissa's had stuff going on over there. Holly said, I love the gardener. I'm officially a fan of hers now. She is so sweet. I love all of my neighbors. Oh my God, do you know who I ran into last night when Tanya was coming to pick me up? Was IKEA Kitchen and her husband. Somebody said I should call her IKEA Kitchen, so I think that's perfect. So I think I'm going to call her IKEA Kitchen. Plus, it kind of just rolls off my tongue. I think that's kind of funny. Plus, she is so funny that she would absolutely love it. They were walking their little dog. They've looked this dog, I think she's 15. She's real sweet. But anyway, I love them. They're so nice. All right, listen, I'm going to get off here now. I've vlogged for almost an hour and a half. I can't believe it. Oh, my Lord. I got walks to take and books to read and movies to watch and naps to take and dogs to hang out with and husbands to, well, you know, husbands. I got a husband. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a magically amazing Sunday. We're going to go into this week. We're going to have a great week. Set some goals, set some intentions for the week. My intention for the week is going to be what one of my goals has been for 2025, and that is to ask myself every day this week, several times a day, where am I putting my energy, and does this deserve my energy? Positive or negative? Where am I putting my energy? And I want to put my energy into more positive things, things I'm passionate about in a positive way, things that make me happier, things that bring me peace of mind, things that bring me serenity. So that is going to be my goal for the week. Let me know what your goal for the week is in the comment section below if you're comfortable doing that. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you guys. Like I said, if you're watching this on Monday morning, getting ready for work, getting ready for your week, I hope you're having a great week. If you're watching this on Sunday night, I hope you get a great night's rest tonight. We're going to have a good week. It's the week of Halloween and then Christmas. So, anyway, if you guys celebrate those holidays. If you don't, then it's just the last week of October, which it seems surreal. Can we believe it? I mean, I cannot believe it. It'll be snowing next month, maybe. Anyway, I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.